My dear, even angels envy how deeply I love the chaos in you. I didn't fall for your smile, I fell into the silence your soul screamed through your eyes. Your name feels like a prayer I forgot I was still whispering. I would have stayed through the fire, but you chose the match. You weren't a lesson, you were a sacred wound stitched into my ribs. I don't miss your voice, I miss who I became when I heard it. She didn't walk away, she waited while dying and no one noticed. Some hearts aren't broken, they're just too full and no one ever stayed long enough to hold them. You were never hard to love, you were hard to lose. I still flinch at the sound of the love I never got to give you. You came in peace, but left like war. No one warned me that love could feel like being haunted. I wasn't asking for forever, just for someone who meant it when they said I'm here. She doesn't need roses, she needs presence. You were my favorite lie told by a beautiful soul. The way I loved you, God must have wept watching me bleed that pure. I don't want perfect, I want sacred, cracked, and real. Her silence was not emptiness, it was grieving the dream of being loved fully. I didn't lose you, I survived you. You didn't love me wrong, you just loved me too late. She's not distant, she's protecting the last soft part of herself. His love never left, it just got quieter after the pain. You didn't ruin me, you revealed me. I miss you in ways even poetry can't hold. If this touched your soul, don't scroll, like, comment your favorite quote, and subscribe for more. You still live in the parts of me I've tried to bury. Some goodbyes don't echo, they stay. I became a storm waiting for your shelter. I stopped asking for love the moment it felt like begging. Loving her wasn't a phase, it was a prophecy. You didn't just leave, you untied every promise I held sacred. Some souls don't love softly, they love like holy fire. I didn't want forever, I wanted you to show up. If she's quiet now, it's because you talked over her healing. You saw her body, God placed you there to see her soul. I remember the look before the goodbye, your eyes had already packed. Some hearts aren't healed, they just learned to love around the scars. She wasn't too much, you were too numb. You were the ache that made me pray. He loved her loud, but she needed to be loved deep. She gave all the light she had, and he never said thank you. Loving you cost me pieces I'm still finding. Don't chase the one who made silence feel safer than their touch. Love me like I'm fragile, because I am. Her smile is guarded because every time she gave it, it was misunderstood. We didn't break, we outgrew the illusions. The moment you made me feel invisible, I disappeared. You can't heal in the same space you bled for. Some love stories end in whispers, not wars. You taught me how to leave without walking away. If he forgets how rare you are, remind him with your absence. I didn't stop loving you, I stopped needing to be hurt to feel alive. You were loud when you needed me, and silent when I broke. Her softness was a test you never passed. It wasn't your love I needed, it was your truth. You called her emotional, but she was a storm learning restraint. He didn't abandon her, he underestimated her ability to stay alone. She smiled while drowning, because no one noticed when she screamed. Love didn't fail us, fear did. When she loved, she offered the sky, you gave her a ceiling. You weren't unloved, you were just mishandled. The most painful goodbyes are the ones never spoken. Some people aren't meant to stay, they're meant to awaken. I gave you forever, you gave me weekends. She cried in secret because the world expected her to be light. If you feel haunted, it's because their soul still remembers yours. I fell for you the moment I saw you're broken trying to look brave. Her silence wasn't rejection, it was surrender. You don't lose real love, it walks beside you, even when unseen. You weren't too sensitive, they were too careless. You made her feel replaceable, so she replaced you with peace. He loved you, but only when it cost him nothing. Every "I'm okay" was a scream she whispered into pillows. You left without warning, I healed without closure. Her strength was built from the men who failed to understand her soul. Some people touch your heart, Then leave fingerprints you can't scrub off. He apologized after the damage, she forgave before the apology. You felt like fate, until you faded. Don't miss her now that she's light, you dimmed her for too long. If he wanted to, he would have stayed when you were breaking. Her love was holy, and you were never ready for church. You asked for honesty, she gave it, you called her too much. Sometimes, losing them is the most sacred rescue. You held her body, but never her breaking heart. Her goodbye wasn't sudden, you just weren't listening.